in the end, it's all about your people, right? So you have to have great strategy, but you have people who are agile and nimble and curious and team players, and that's what it's going to take to actually win.
Yeah, definitely.
We're fortunate in that we're a purpose-driven organization, and so you show up to work, feeling great every day about the fact that you're there to care for somebody to be their best. I mean, who doesn't want to be part of that journey? And, celebrating that as well as celebrating sort of the successes of the company and the team, in a respectful way where people feel good about showing up and get to be their authentic selves is kind of an amazing thing, right? And if you don't like people, you wouldn't be in the hospitality business. And I think if you didn't like people, you wouldn't be in the marketing business because you have to be curious, right? And
definitely.
That can take many different shapes. Today it's about digital. Who knows what's about tomorrow? We're all going to be in driverless cars, apparently. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. Super great insights. I'm really interested in the world of Hyatt and kind of learning more about it. It seems like y'all are doing a lot to kind of transform that consumer journey and really like reach out and hit more touch points than your average, hotel brand. And I think you're right. Like it's great. You do only kind of really interact with the hotel a couple times a year, but in this way, then it's a great opportunity for you guys to kind of expand your touch points with the consumer.
Yeah, there's two things that we're doing a whole bunch of different things like pilots to sort of learn. Something you said made me think about. One of the insights that we got from our customers when we were reimagining the loyalty program was that some people wanted to pay it forward. They didn't just want the points, the loyalty points they were accruing to be for them. So we found a company called No Barriers that was connected to FR Media, and they basically believe in the transformative power of travel. They sent kids from like Oakland to Utah, right, over the summer with some educational programs at home, and that was a very transformative journey for kids who had never left their town. In fact, they were telling us the story that the kids in Oakland never had gone to the beach, even though that it was only like 30 miles away.
Wow.
So we partnered with them because we believe travel is transformative, and we actually adopted sort of a program here in Chicago where we sent 10 kids. The foundation paid for 10 kids to be part of an educational program, and then they got to go to Costa Rica on a 10-day trip.
Oh, that's awesome.
Together, really, as a group. And we opened it up to the world of Hyatt loyalty members and said, you can donate your points, and if we get enough points, we can send an additional kid. And in fact, one person donated over 100,000 points, and we did send an 11th kid to be part of the program. I think we're going to learn more as we do these kinds of things in terms of what people want. And in this case, we knew that people wanted to pay it forward. In another instance, we heard about people wanting to be part of a community. Mm-hmm. As more disenfranchised as people are, in the digital world that we live in, there's still a need to want to be with your tribe. So we partnered with Afar, and we're doing a bespoke trip in Tokyo, where, again, you could use a combination of points and dollars to be part of this bespoke trip of you into Tokyo in a way that you wouldn't otherwise. But with 70, I think it's like 50, with 50 people, that are sort of like-minded like you, that believe in the transformative power of travel.
Awesome.
So we're experimenting with different things to see, they're based on insights. We don't just come up with them on our own.
Sure.
Right? So I think we're going to learn things as we do this. We just did a pilot for the Hyatt Regency where we had an insight about people coming together, and we hired a photographer, a fashion photographer who's, taking pictures of J.Lo and everybody else, who happened to, and we partnered with the University of Chicago and brought in people who had recovered from cancer to come and have a new portrait of them taken where they felt strong and beautiful. And that was an incredibly deep bond that we developed connecting with these people who participated. But it was also interesting to see how you could bring people together to actually, create a community where you actually cared for them in a way that wasn't just about a hospitality stay,
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
So we're going into different areas to figure out how we can better serve our customers, right? And how we can better care for them and create a more meaningful relationship with them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's in the form of a community. Sometimes it's about paying it forward. Sometimes it's about mobile key and getting you into a room faster, right? So it comes in many different shapes and sizes, and I think, again, the one thing I would say is like consumer insights, no matter whether it's about digital or not digital, don't ever go away, right? That's still the thing that gets you to the best work from a marketing perspective. And one of the things we've been doing is promoting work that we've been doing around this notion of understanding, right? Whether it's a Come Together campaign around what Martin Luther King and his folks did at a high Regency 50 years ago in Atlanta, or the World of Understanding spot that we launched in the Oscars, or even, partnerships with Dua Lipa at the Confidant in Miami, where we sort of worked with them to bring sort of the breakup song to the marketplace in a way that hadn't been done before. So we're experimenting because I don't think anybody's figured it out. And I think you just have to be willing to be agile and try different things and see what you learn from them and put those pieces together.
Sure. Are you guys doing any of these similar type pilot programs in other markets, or is this kind of like a U.S. test and learn thing for now?
No, we're doing it in other markets too. I mean, they have some independents in the regions. They actually just launched the trailer for a piece that they've been doing out of EMI, which is, actually this one's in India, but the last one they did was in France, where they're doing a campaign that's sort of a dance-based creative that they launch in the local market. It's almost like let me look it up so I can tell you exactly what they got. I just posted it this morning. Cool. They did it in France. It's almost, I don't know if you remember, I'm old, but there was a Taster's Choice commercial that used to run. It was almost like it was a mini series done in like 30-second vignettes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this is, sort of like done digitally. It's like a little mini series
cool.
that breaks on air. So they did something called, the theme was Anything is Possible. Okay. So this one is in India, and there's a lot of Bollywood dancing, and that they did one that was in France. And so the markets try different things. We do sort of big tasting tables where people come, and particularly in Asia, that's a really big food beverage at the hospitality spaces does really well, where they bring incredible chefs together for sort of feasts that people will come and pay to be part of, right? So you can learn from all the markets. You just have to, be tracking them and figure out not just do they create engagement, but does that engagement also translate into dollars, right? Because in the end, we're all in business.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think we're getting better at that.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you're super busy. Like Lynn mentioned, we won't publish anything, obviously without you taking a look at it first. We're aiming to kind of get some content back to everybody kind of probably at the beginning of next year, early January, for you guys to review and just make sure everything is up to standard. And we're really looking forward to getting this work out there. And I don't know if Lynn mentioned this, but we're hopefully going to try to throw kind of an event in February for all the CMOs who participated in the book to kind of come meet each other and kind of talk about the insights. So we'll definitely keep you updated on all of those things.
Great. Well, it was nice meeting you, and thank you for being interested.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.